Hello, guys, and welcome back to the fifth episode of this Director of Football Let's Play series in FM24. Before we start, let me ask you if you want to leave a like and subscribe down below if you want to see more of this content, and let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So last season we finished in 7th position, which meant that we're now playing in a conference league, and we did win in that conference league 3-1 and 3-1 against a Serbian side TCS. I really can't pronounce this, but that made us go through, and we're playing in those conference league games Luzern, who I think are from Switzerland, Brentford from England, Torpedo Kit, which are from Georgia, I don't know them, Young Boys, Adana from Turkey, and Banik from Czechia, Czech Republic. So those are opponents. We have played 4 games, 3 wins, 1 tie against Real San Sebastian. So off to a good start. Not sure if we can keep it up, but at least we have gotten a good start. How you can also play as a director of football, there's a link in the description if you want to check it out. I will show you how you can set up your game so you can also play as a director of football. And there's also a link there to a video where I explain how I make all the signings, because all the signings I make in this series are based on data and data alone. So let me just show you what kind of signings and what kind of sales we had in this transfer window. So first things first, the 25-26 season we did have we had no one coming in at the end of the season, but we did have some people leaving. Sergi Cardona, who we brought in for 3.7 mil, didn't really play for us a lot. Our coach didn't select him and he wanted to leave, so just cashed in on him 1.3 million million, not that much, but it was good enough. Then Miguel Atenza went to Cadiz. I think we brought him in on a free, so 1.3 million is just free money for us. Didn't play a lot, was a lot of a backup for us, and the new trainer wasn't going to play him either. And Wesley Said, who we also brought in for 1.1 million, did play a lot for us, did play pretty well, but in the later seasons he was only a substitute, so just managed to sell him on. He was in the last year of his contract, so he's gone to Amiens in the French division. And then let's take a look at the transfers for this season. So we had one big sale. Alejandro Frances, our starting center back, left to Villarreal. They triggered his release clause of 27 million. I bought him in for 9.7 a couple seasons ago. He was going to be a star for us this season, but unfortunately Villarreal did manage to pull that release clause. Then also Victor Tsigankov, I can't pronounce that. Also a starter for us, left to go to Wolves. He didn't want to really renew his contract, so I had to sell him on while I still could. 20 million we got for him. And also Marko Ivicic, the replacement for Maloney, never really got to play in the first team, didn't really get selected, so we managed to sell him on to Las Palmas for 3 million. I think a tiny 200,000 euros profit on him, but not too much. And noteworthy loans, these are all loans of youngsters, but Adriano Uyebule, we loaned him out to Hellas Verona as an important player. Really looking forward if he can develop right there. And then also we of course had to bring some people in. Last season I felt like we were really lacking in the right back position, so I brought in Ivan Macon, who is a very excellent wing back. He could play either left or right wing back. Great mentals, great physicals, and great technicals. A really good signing. 27 years old, 4-year deal. He could really become a very good player for us still. Then we've also brought in Paul Grim, a youngster, 20 years old, a youngster from FC Barcelona. He's a ball-winning midfielder, deep-lying playmaker, can play anywhere where we would want him in that midfield. As you can see, great physicals, great technicals, and same mentals already. Could still improve a lot, so really hoping that he would turn out to be one of those next Pedri and Gavi kind of players. And then also, of course, you saw that we had to sell Frances Alejandro Frances, so we had to bring in a replacement, and we did that in the form of Igor Diev, a 26-year-old Russian center back, and as you can see, mentally insane, physically a beast with who's 193 centimeters and just a very good, just a nonsense defender. Not a ball playing defender, but a no nonsense defender nonetheless. He could play as that ball playing defender as well, but with his 8 technique and 8 first touch, he's not really going to be of any use in that position. So I'm really looking forward to how our guy will play him. And if we're looking at it like that, if I let our new assistant manager who is functioning as our manager pick the selection, it's looking like this. No, it is actually, it's looking like this. So we have Alvaro in goal, then Juan Miranda and DF in the back 2 positions. Then our new signing, Ivan Macon, as an inverted wing back, and Arnau Martinez still in that right back position. Then Pau Grim in the midfield, Velasco, who's wanted by a lot of clubs, still in that left inverted wing back position, and of course Jesus Hernandez up front together with Goeta. There's also one guy who I actually didn't show up that we brought in, but we did bring in Piatek on a free transfer from Besiktas, and I know already didn't show up because I didn't show it. So physically a lot, very good, mentally great. As a technical, he is lacking a little bit, but as a pressing forward, he will do some damage for us for sure. And I think that's all of the signings that I really brought in. So what this means that I will be simming through to the January transfer window. I will be showing you what kind of transfers we made right there. And before I end this episode actually, or this part, we are currently 60 million in profit, which is very, very good. Our wages have gone up once again a little bit, but not that much. And I think we have a lot better squad than we had last season. And also our net debt is now 34 million, so we're doing pretty good. If we keep these finances up, I want to see if we might be able to build a new stadium, but for that I think we first need to reach those Champions League spots, and I think that this team could really do it. Anyway, I will be swimming forward to the January transfer window, and I will see you then. So guys, here the January transfer window has begun, and before I show you anything else, let me just show you how we've been doing in the league. As you can see right here on the top, we're in 7th. This run of form is really disappointing. Against Espanyol, a draw, then a loss against Real Betis and Valencia, and also Real Madrid, which is to be expected. But after that, also not a lot of victories. Also a loss against Las Palmas, and I think this run of form here saved us. 3 wins in 3 games, which is very nice. Also games that we should be winning, and the next couple of games should really determine where we're going to be finishing the season, because as you can see, we're still in 7th. We're once again in 7th, the always 7th position, but this time we do have a bit of a buffer to 9th, so that's nice, and we're closer to the 5th and the 4th position than we were last season, so we're not that far off. I think we just need a little bit of good faith and good runs to be able to pull something off. In the Spanish division, we're not doing too terribly bad, and in the UEFA Conference League, we have also placed in the 14th spot. We have lost against Young Boys and against Brentford, but the other games we have lost against Lucerne and tied against Baník Ostrava from the Czech Republic. So not doing too bad. I'm going to try to make some transfers. I don't have a lot of transfer budget, but 6 million should be enough to just get 1 or maybe 2 transfers in this transfer window, and what I really want is another right back. So I'm going to go into the market for that, see if I can find someone, and I will be back to you at the end of the January transfer window and show you what kind of signings I have made. Alright guys, here we are at the end of the January transfer window, and let's first take a look how we did in that January transfer window. We did pretty well. Our winning streak has been extended with wins over Villarreal, Vigo, Tenerife and Real San Sebastian. which Real Sociedad, which is very good. We did, however, lose against second league side Zaragoza in the cup, so unfortunately didn't make it through. But this means that we're currently in fifth with 42 points. So if we just keep this up and we just can keep winning more than we're losing at the end of the season, we should be able to finish maybe in a European football spot, or even better, in a Champions League spot. Let me show you what kind of transfers we did, because there have been some. First things first, I will show you who have left the club, and there have been a couple of sales. Juan Miranda, our starting center back, left for Atalanta. He wanted to play Champions League football, and that's what he's going to do. Bought him in for 17 million, and going to get 34 million for him because of the installments and the money at the beginning. So I think that's a pretty good sale. Then, as well as Tahira Nakai, who was also started for us over the past two seasons, bought him in for 3.1 million and sold him on for 21. So nice profit on that transfer as well. And we've already brought in some replacements for them. And then also Arnau Martinez, our starting right back, sold him to Everton. He was earning a lot of money. He is a starter, but I didn't think he was going to get any better than he currently is. So just managed to sell him on and got some replacements for them in. So first things first, I bought in Pablo Maffeo, a 29-year-old Italian right back who is just an insane player on this game. Look at his physicals, mentals, and technicals. I think he's going to be our starting right back for the years to come. A 3-year deal, so not too long. So when he's 32, he could either move out or still play a couple of games. Then we've also bought in Igor Diev, you already saw, but Kadir Daklich, if I pronounce that correctly, a Turkish centre back who's a fairly professional wonder kid. Already very good, very good. Could still improve. Not sure how much though, but physically a beast. Mentally okay in the areas where you need him to be, and technically 16 marking, 15 passing, 14 tackling, and 11 heading. I want that heading to be a little bit higher, but he has 16 jumping reach and he's 197 centimeters, so I think he would be okay. And then also the replacement for Takushiro Nakai, Leandro Milito, 16 of the ball, 17 vision, 16 technique, great physicals, just an overall good player in that Mazala. And if we that was all the signings that we made in the January transfer window. Let's now take a look at how the team is looking. So the assistant is going to choose for Franco and Pau Prim in the middle of the field, but I think Leandro Milito will play a couple of games here and there. He's just arrived, but I think he's going to be playing a lot. Maybe next to Pogrim. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, what I will be doing is I will be simming through to the youth intake, and once again we have an excellent intake, but I don't think it's going to be as good as last season, but we can only hope. A lot of the youngsters from the other teams are being loaned out, as you can see right here. I want to loan out as many as possible so they can get a lot of playing time, and the ones that we really should pay attention to, of course, Natural Dennis is one of them, but also Javi Puso, and I think John Alibach also one of them that we really need to take care of and need to make sure that they develop as good as possible so that they don't really stagger in their um, development. That's why I loan them out. Anyway, in March we're back once again with the youth intake. The youth intake. I will just run through these people a lot quicker than I do usually because there's not really a lot to show. We do have a good intake with Pedro Pozo, who has already great technicals, great mentals, and bad physicals, but he can still train it up as a 15-year-old. Expecting a lot from him, then also expecting a lot from Punzi here. 17 determination, however, he's temperamental, but 13 dribbling, 13 finishing, and 10 first touch means he will already be a very good advanced forward. Then we also have Enric Marseille, 10 determination, light-hearted, just has great potential. So I hope that he is going to be a good player in the end. But I just don't think he's going to make it with that determination. Then we have Carls, 15 determination, okay physicals, already great mentals, and technically 14 tackling and 13 technique. So not bad. Could also really become a good player for us. Then Pep Pukumal, Mentally, very good already, 16 technique. He's going to be an advanced forward, and as you'll see, he only needs a bit more dribbling. Unfortunately, he has the fickle personality, so don't think he's going to reach his potential either. Then I haven't brought in the other guys because they are unambitious or have less than 10 determination. I just want to quickly show you these guys: 13 determination, balanced personality, 15 determination, resolute personality, Emily, very good stats already. He could be a starter if he just boosts up his physicals a lot. Fairly determined, 16 determination, so could also expect a lot from him. And then last but not least, this goalkeeper with 13 determination. And that is our youth intake. So once again, not a bad youth intake. It's not great either. We could have done a lot worse with that. So very happy with it. Hope they develop. And let's see if they will make it into our first team. I will now sim through to the end of the season. So I will see you in 5 seconds. The last part of the series now, where we look at the end of season review of our 4th season in charge. We've been gradually doing better, and let me show you, this time we've been doing excellent. The new arrivals, let's first take a look at that. So Piatek, who we brought in on a free, 40 appearances, 29 goals, which is insane for a new arrival. Igor DF, 6.999 rating, bought him in for 11 million, 44 apps. Macon, 6.97 rating, also very well. Pablo Maffeo, expected a bit more from him, 6.86. It's not bad, but not great either. And our two new signings, our youngsters, all doing well, above the 6.8. So I think it's we should be very okay with that. As for the transfers out, of course, we see the big transfers that have gone out, the 27 million and the 34 million that have gone out. And let's now go ahead and see where we placed. And we came in 5th. I already saw this, of course. And we were so close to those Champions League spots, as you can see. So building up our team slowly but surely is really turning out to be a good shout. We are now in the European spots, which means that what really helped us here was this road right here, these couple of games, the end of December and the beginning of January, and then at the end of the season also, we had 6 out of 5 games we won. One against Villarreal and Getafe, which aren't easy opponents to beat. So looking very, very good that we can, as hopefully we can establish ourselves as a kind of like an Atletico Madrid, maybe a Valencia, that were like always finishing somewhere in the top 4. That will be very nice. Then the European Conference League, we lost against the team where we lost a 1-3-0 against in the beginning. So our new coach didn't do as well against FC Luzern, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Next year, we are playing the Conference League. And this is Spanish Cup. We got knocked out by second league side, Zaragoza, which you already saw, which was very unfortunate. And the board isn't very happy about that. Let's go ahead and moments to remember the 3-8 victory over the Icelandic side Torpedo. The 4-2 match to remember what the 4-2 win over Atletico Madrid. I agree. That's very, very nice that we did that. Piatek with the hat trick there. And let's see, take a look at the finances. So we have 3.3 million more in sponsorships, not much more in broadcasting, and a couple more case in match day commercial and retail. And of course, we're gonna get more competition prize money, but it gets paid out later in the season usually. Our total merchandise sales from the shirts has now gone up to 1 million, so that's good. Taking small steps, I think next season we will have a lot of big steps because we're playing in Europe, and that would mean that we're getting a lot more income in sponsorships and in match detail. And of course, we also played in Europe last season, but this is the Europa League this time. So let's check out how we line up. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Kind of the right back position is something of a bottleneck for us. There's where I really want to improve. And maybe also in that center of the midfield, center of the defense. However, I do think that our two new wonderkid signings did pretty well. We just need a real good upgrade on the right back position, and I think also in midfield we could use an upgrade. Jesus Hernandez and Piatek are doing very well, but Piatek is quite old, so we're going to need to see if we can get a replacement for him already, and maybe because he's not going to be playing with us for 10 or maybe not even 5 years. Record breakers, we have gotten the most transfer fee from Alejandro Frances, 27 million, which was very nice. Some other club awards here: Player of the Season, Piatek; Signing of the Season, Piatek; Young Player of the Season, Jesus Hernandez once again; Most assists, Macron with 15. So looking pretty nice. And let's go ahead and go to our manager timeline. Now we did actually got a nomination in the NXGN, which is something of for youngsters. They get nominated in that list if they're really really good. And Leonardo Milito has been named in there, so looking very nice. Bottom in for the 8 mil, played 15 games, 1 assist. He's just a very good player and is still improving, so very nice and good to see. And that was everything that was there. I do think, yeah, that's it. So I think that was a very, very, very nice season. I just want to see 76,000 extra social media followers, which is nice. We will accept this vision, what they have, discuss the plans for next season. It will just be. I don't want to. Can I just go? That's what I wanted to hear. That will be it for now. I just misclicked. So the camp destination will once again be the Netherlands. Wolfgang went for Pedrola, offered some money for Pedrola. He's a right back or a wing back, and he's looking very good. 16 technique, 18 dribbling. Should also be scouting him, but I know from previous series that he's very good. Let's take a look at the finances before we leave. We have 26 million in the budget, so we can buy big, maybe, hopefully get someone really good in. Look at debts, we have 46 million in net debt, which has gone down a lot. Our wages have stayed the same, so that's also nice. Now that we're playing in Europe, in the Europa League, we also get more money allocated to us, so that would be a big help also. And then one last thing that I wanted to show you is that if we go to our tactic right here, you see that everybody's wanted here. So there's probably going to be a lot of sales, a lot of rotation now that we have the first season in Europe, but that's just, we can't really make that go away. We need to rotate our squad, we need to grab new players in and sell the other players that want to leave or get high bids in. Anyway, that's going to be it for this season. In the next episode, I'll be back with another season and we'll see if we can go from the 5th European spot to maybe possibly next season a Champions League spot. As you can see in the season preview, we were expected to come in 8th, we came in 5th, so that was pretty nice to see. And also, if you go ahead and go look at the overview, you see that since we've taken over 10 places twice in a row, then 7 places, and now in the 5th place, we're having that upwards trajectory. But if you're playing as a director of football, it's sometimes a bit slower. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and in the next season, or next episode, we will take on another season as the director of football of Girona Football Club. See you there.